Hello students, welcome to Just My IQ. Today we are going to learn about one of the most fascinating and important sense organs, the human eye. In this video, we'll be learning about functions of the eye, parts of the eye and understanding functions of each part of the eye. Now let's understand structure of the eye. The first part is cornea, the transparent window. Let's start with the cornea. It's the clear, dome-shaped outermost layer at the very front of the eye. Think of it as a glass window through which light first enters. The cornea is special because it has no blood vessels. Instead, it gets oxygen directly from the air and nutrients from tears, and a fluid called aqueous humor. Its main job is to bend light rays so that they move toward the lens. In fact, most of the eye's focusing power comes from the cornea itself. Without a healthy cornea, our vision would be blurry or distorted. Second part is sclera, the white coat. Next, let's look at the sclera. This is the white part of the eye that you see in the mirror. It is made of tough, fibrous tissue, almost like a protective wall. The sclera does two important things. It gives shape to the eyeball. It protects the delicate inner parts from injury. The eye muscles that move our eyeball are also attached to the sclera. So without it, we couldn't roll our eyes or look around. The third part is iris, the colored part of the eye. Have you noticed that some people have brown eyes, some blue, and some even green? That's because of the iris. The iris is the colored circular structure of the eye. At its center, it has an opening called the pupil. The iris works like the shutter of a camera. It controls how much light enters the eye. In bright sunlight, the iris makes the pupil smaller to reduce light entry. In dim light, it makes the pupil larger so more light can enter. This way, the iris protects the retina from too much light and helps us see in different conditions. The fourth part is lens, also called the focusing glass. Behind the pupil, we have the lens. It is transparent, flexible, and curved on both sides, what we call a biconvex lens. The lens changes its shape to focus light onto the retina. This process is called accommodation. When we look at distant objects, the lens becomes thin and flat. When we look at nearby objects, the lens becomes thick and curved. This automatic adjustment allows us to see clearly at different distances, near or far. The fifth part is ciliary body, the lens controller. The ciliary body is like the manager of the lens. It's a ring-shaped structure located behind the iris. It has two important roles. One, it contains the ciliary muscles, which pull or relax the lens through fine fibers called suspensory ligaments, helping with accommodation. 2. It produces a fluid called aqueous humor, which fills the front part of the eye and nourishes the cornea and lens. So you can think of the ciliary body as both a lens adjuster and a fluid supplier. Sixth part is vitreous humor, the clear jelly. Most of the eyeball is filled with a clear jelly-like substance called the vitreous humor. It sits between the lens and the retina in the large space at the back of the eye. The vitreous humor has three important functions. It keeps the eyeball round and firm, like air in a football. It holds the retina in place by gently pressing it against the back wall of the eye. It allows light to pass through clearly to reach the retina. As we get older, the vitreous humor can shrink slightly, sometimes causing tiny floaters. little spots we occasionally see moving in our vision. The next part of eye is choroid, the eye's blood layer. Just beneath the sclera lies the choroid. It is a thin, dark layer rich in blood vessels and pigments. The blood vessels in the choroid supply oxygen and nutrients to the outer layers of the retina. The dark pigment absorbs any stray light so that images formed on the retina are sharp and not blurred by reflections. So the choroid acts like a nourishing blanket and a light absorber for the eye. Eighth part is retina, the screen of the eye. Now comes the most important part, the retina. It is the thin, delicate, light-sensitive layer at the back of the eye. You can think of it as the screen of a camera. The retina has two special types of cells. Rods, which work in dim light and give us black and white vision. Cones, which work in bright light and help us see colors. In the very center of the retina is a tiny spot called the fovea. It has the highest number of cones, giving us sharp central vision, like when we read or recognize faces. When light falls on the retina, these cells convert it into electrical signals, which are then carried to the brain. Next is optic nerve, the eye's cable. All the electrical signals from the retina travel through the optic nerve to the brain. The optic nerve is like a thick cable made of over 1 million nerve fibers. It connects the eye to the brain's visual center. There's one special spot where the optic nerve leaves the eye. Here, there are no rods or cones. This spot is called the blind spot because no image is formed there. But don't worry. Our brain cleverly fills in the missing detail so we don't notice it in daily life. Without these blood vessels, the retina would quickly stop working and vision would be lost. So we can say blood vessels are the eye's life support system. Thank you for watching this and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more such videos.